Achieve. Achieve. Verb. Water, energy, health, agriculture, and biodiversity require the world's scientific community to develop the means to achieve sustainable development. Administration. Administration. Noun. Obviously, the key person in administration is the man in the White House. Effect. Effect. Verb. The move is likely to affect women and girls worldwide as international brands such as Mango and Zara have signed up to the agreement. Analysis. Analysis. Noun. You can read more about those studies here, and my analysis is here. Approach. Approach. Noun. Faced with an increasingly competitive jobs market, the Army is becoming more sophisticated and corporate in its approach to recruitment. Appropriate. Appropriate. Verb. The ranch owners appropriate the lands that have originally been set aside for the Indians' use. Area. Area. Noun. His special interest lies in the area of literature. Aspects. Aspects. Noun. I guess people don't realize the far-reaching aspects of cheating. Assistance. Assistance. Noun. The government has pledged in return for IMF assistance to redouble its efforts to reform the economy. Assume. Assume. Verb. He looked at me long and hard. I turned my eyes from him, fixed them on the fire, and tried to assume and maintain a quiet. Authority. Authority. Noun. The laws will reinforce Australia's authority to turn boats away from Australia. Available. Available. Adjective. Vaccines are available but are costly and only offer relatively short-term protection, so the animals need regular booster vaccinations. Benefit. Benefit. Noun. Another benefit for business is the elimination of currency risk in the euro area, the possibility that you might lose money in cross-border trade. Category. Category. Noun. Remember, all cars are priced, booked, and controlled by car category, not by car maker or model. Community. Community. Noun. Where governments manage public life, human freedom in a community is compromised. Complex. Complex. Adjective. Prescott's speech comes as ministers worldwide struggle to overcome complex arguments about how the Kyoto Agreement on cutting greenhouse gas emissions should work. Concerning. Concerning. Adverb. Arguments concerning contact with tip lines became heated as well. Conclusion. Conclusion. Noun. He came to the conclusion that she, too, needed time to heal. Conduct. Conduct. Verb. You cannot conduct business like this. Consequence. Consequence. Noun. Another consequence is the generation of distrust between the grassroots and the leadership. Consistent. Consistent. Adjective. He's recently signed a new $120 million contract with his British-based record company after more than 5 years of consistent album hits and #1 singles. Constitutional. Constitutional. Adjective. The report calls for a comprehensive modernization of the monarchy to bring it more into line with other European constitutional monarchies. Consumer. Consumer. Noun. Adidas and Reebok are two of the world's best-known consumer brands, but they're in the shadow of Nike, the giant of the sportswear industry. Context. Context. Noun. He apologized to Parliament in Rome for his alleged remarks about Western culture's superiority over that of Islam, claiming his words had been taken out of context. Create. Create. Verb. He plans to create a new company next year. Culture. Culture. Noun. Last week, the Prime Minister apologized in Rome for his alleged remarks about Western culture's superiority over Islam, claiming his words had been taken out of context. Data. Data. Noun. Now that data is required from around the world, the IEA must obtain them from various sources. Definition. Definition. Noun. Exercise had given his muscles superior definition. Destructive. Destructive. Adjective. Professor Patterson thinks there's merit in another plan for floating artificial marshes in the lagoon to help break up the most destructive waves. Discovery. Discovery. Noun. This was an electrifying discovery to the whole world. Distinction. Distinction. Noun. A slave, of course, in distinction from a free woman, is not permitted complaints. Economic. Economic. Adjective. The subsequent deterioration is partly due to the slowdown in economic growth that was already underway when he moved into the White House. Element. Element. Noun. There's always an element of danger in mountain climbing. Environment. Environment. Noun. We shall never understand the natural environment until we see it as a living organism. Error. Error. Noun. Lana had never seen this error message before. Equation. Equation. Noun. You can see a quality of mass and net electric charge of reacting species on each side of an equation. Establish. Establish. Verb. His first novel did not establish his fame as a writer, but the second one did. Estimate. Estimate. Verb. The insurance industry is well prepared to estimate the loss it will suffer. Evaluation. Evaluation. Noun. In short, we suggest that a more holistic approach to the evaluation of these packages is needed. Evidence. Evidence. Noun. The broken window was evidence that a burglary had taken place. Factors. Factors. Noun. You will then look to see what other factors they all have in common. Feature. Feature. Noun. No feature in the scene was extraordinary, but all was pleasing. Final. Final. Adjective. The game is now in its final stages. I can see its result already. Financial. Financial. Adjective. Henry Paulson told an audience that reforming the financial and banking system would be the only way to ensure that China's economic miracle is sustainable over the long term. Focus. Focus. Noun. Who is responsible and who coordinates the attack is now the focus of discussion. Function. Function. Noun. The function of an adjective is to describe or add to the meaning of a noun. Global. Global. Adjective. President Putin has said that Russia has not yet decided whether to ratify the Kyoto Protocol, which aims to reduce global warming. Identify. Identify. Verb. They intercept millions of telephone emails with special software, searching for keywords, attempt to identify threats from terrorists, arms proliferators, and so on. Impact. Impact. Noun. It's hard to characterize the cultural effects, although easier to the vital economic impact on China's neighbors. Income. Income. Noun. I can never do that again. 2/3 of my income goes into paying the interest of mortgages. Indicate. Indicate. Verb. Researchers indicate that men find it easier to give up smoking than women. Individual. Individual. Noun. If this individual is to be the leader of this country, she will lead to total defeat. Injury. Injury. Noun. England missed key players through injury, lacked adequate preparation, and could not match Australia's skill, mental fortitude, or desire. Investment. Investment. Noun. Goodness is the only investment that never fails. Involve. Involve. Verb. How should we involve ourselves in school life? Issue. Issue. Noun. The issue could be settled by requiring public education for everyone. Item. Item. Noun. He noticed an item in the New York Times that reported his hometown. Legal. Legal. Adjective. I could not rid myself of it by any legal proceedings, for the doctors now discovered that my wife was mad. Maintenance. Maintenance. Noun. She would be entitled to just the same rights over the children and just the same rights to income support and maintenance. Major. Major. Adjective. We have met with major problems in the project, and they will be addressed as scheduled. Media. Media. Noun. Science fiction in media is exponentially bigger as a market than science fiction in literary form. Method. Method. Noun. She told us a simple method for making a pie crust. Modern. Modern. Adverb. The road leading to the castle was modern blacktop. Normal. Normal. Noun. His mind was not in a normal state. Obtain. Obtain. Verb. Congress exceeded its constitutional authority by requiring that all Americans obtain health insurance or pay a tax penalty. Restrict. Restrict. Verb. This will give recommendations on the best way to advance but not restrict things. Occur. Occur. Verb. Global warming can occur from a variety of causes, both natural and human-induced. Participation. Participation. Noun. Most children benefit greatly from participation in a play group. Percent. Percent. Noun. She has invested a large percent of her salary. Period. Period. Noun. The Biden campaign has raised more money in the first 3 months of this year than all Democratic candidates combined in the equivalent period for the 2020 election. Policy. Policy. Noun. His overall Latin American policy is just as troubling, so no country welcomes his visit until now. Positive. Positive. Adjective. An executive involved in the meetings told that Mrs. Bush plans to write a positive book with a minimum of criticism. Potential. Potential. Adjective. The volume of unconventional gas isn't significant on a UK-wide scale, supplying enough electricity for only 1,200 homes, but the potential is there, analysts say. Previous. Previous. Adjective. That brings the total number of storms to 26, roundly beating the previous record of 21, set 70 years ago. Primary. Primary. Adjective. Many ordinary Iraqis appreciated that the primary UN role was humanitarian. Process. Process. Noun. In short, I began the process of ruining myself in the received style, like any other spoonie. Purchase. Purchase. Noun. Rules can differ depending on whether the purchase is a residence or an investment. Range. Range. Noun. Medical workers on trial face criminal charges that range from professional recklessness to corruption to illegal sale of donor blood. Recent. Recent. Adverb. This memory was recent and came easily. Region. Region. Noun. All in that region was fire and commotion. Regulations. Regulations. Noun. Calendars exist for other months which make no such regulations for any days. Relevant. Relevant. Adjective. The only way for a value brand like ours to remain relevant is to provide innovation that sets us apart. Require. Require. Verb. We require our secretary to be on time. Otherwise, we have to cancel the event. Research. Research. Verb. The students who research the history of English are all in this group. Resident. Resident. Noun. If you want to take a British driving test, you must be a resident in the UK. Resources. Resources. Noun. I have a lot more resources. Response. Response. Noun. Getting no response from Alex, he shrugged and turned to his desk. Sector. Sector. Noun. He was helpless in an important sector of his life. Security. Security. Noun. This week, the US and its allies formally offered security guarantees to the North as the first step towards a settlement. Significant. Significant. Adjective. This kind of planning presents the government with a significant problem. Similar. Similar. Adjective. In return, it wants the US to make similar moves to cut tariffs and increase quotas for EU goods. Solution. Solution. Noun. She seems so unhappy, and I don't know what the solution is. Source. Source. Noun. Walters was not expecting an application from this source for the next 10 years. Specific. Specific. Adjective. FBI officials stressed that they were aware of no specific plot to attack any other aircraft. Strategy. Strategy. Noun. The center will carry out research and develop a strategy to fight the spread of the disease. Structure. Structure. Noun. Sociologists have studied the changing structure of the family. Theory. Theory. Noun. The other main theory is that stress during birth somehow leads to left-handedness. Threat. Threat. Noun. They are a serious threat to him. Traditional. Traditional. Adverb. He wanted her to stay home and be the traditional wife. Transport. Transport. Verb. What I was trying to transport is the oil that is in demand particularly.